marketplace. One of the things that you have to pay attention is that in the phone business, it is pretty much in the hands of the operators, right? So you either do business with operators or you don't do the business, right? So you have to talk with Vivo, Claro, Oi, and everyone because they own this, mobile phone business. Accessories is a different story because there are plenty of retail stores spread out throughout the country. And again, iPhone business is growing like crazy in this specific space, right? And iPads, again, well, according to them, they will do here what they did so far in the rest of the world. They want to keep, the small 80% of the market business for themselves. So Foxconn is planning to sell and to manufacture as many units as they can, right? It will be only constrained probably by supply and allocation. That will be the only burden and the only threat that they will face. But despite these two things, there will be no limits for them to grow in the marketplace. And I see for you that are doing business in the mobile, Samsung will be big as well. They are really fighting in this space with the Galaxy and their smartphone solutions. LG, it's okay. Okay, they haven't proved themselves yet, but Samsung do, right? Samsung did, so they have a product that has been adopted already. And there are Motorola, and Motorola has a good thing because they have manufacturing facilities in Brazil. And Motorola is somehow attached to Google, and well, we'll see. That will be a big fight, giant fight. Okay.
Again, raise your hand if you want to address a question. Okay. And again, just to remind you, if you'd give us your name and your company.
Javier Odoardi from The Wise Computer. Thank you so much for the insights on the Brazilian market. I really appreciate it. Now, when I was looking at the IT market in Brazil, and also, the government changes from 2009 to 2010, if I recall correctly, and looking at the tips that you put together, I think they're pretty good for a vendor, for a manufacturer. However, as a distributor, penetrating the Brazilian market is not an easy task. So the question is, what will be the best approach as a distributor from overseas to penetrate the Brazilian market? Is that either to creating a bridge through an alliance, or will that be to basically come and open an office and become part of Abradisti and be the 26th member of your group? So what will be the best approach? Because I know that even though you mentioned that the market has opened, from the distributor perspective, every day becomes, the barriers and the inhibitors become higher and higher. So what would be your suggestion?
Well, number one, yes, please come, join the association, become a member.
We'll be more than glad.
Yeah, we'll be glad to share, inside information with yourself. Okay, you are right. I mean, but it's not a limitation. As you see, let's see if I can get back there. Uh-oh. Glasses again, I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget that I used to have 28 years old, so I used to see a lot, right? But now, now it's a challenge, right? Uh-oh. We need a help here, right?
Put the glass and try to help you.
See, well, takes several minutes. You see Windows, right? How it does. Well, they're promising, right? There will be a zero boot up Windows. You saw that, right? So, well, I'm aiming they would be able to come and do it, right? Oh, here we are.
No.
This is someone else's.
Ah, here we are. Okay, that's what I need. So, as you see in this, right? There are very famous international distributors here, right? Ingram Micro, a very recent member. They just joined the association about a month or 2 months ago, right? Tech Data, they have been with us since the beginning. Westcom, they have been around for quite a while now. Avnet, They joined us about 4 months ago. So as you see, and they are not the only ones. There are more international distributors in the market. I think you got it right. It is not a simple market, right? It is regulated. There are a lot of tips and tricks here and there, hidden information, blah, blah, blah. It is true. Pretty much if I go to, I don't know, a different market, like Argentina or Mexico or whatever, I will be a rookie there, right? I'll have to learn. So it is right, but it's not impossible. Again, depending on the kind of products that you distribute, you could be more or less successful. If you come to the market to play against the well-established distribution channel to sell monitors, I'll probably tell you not to, right? It will be bad. I mean, don't do it. I mean, you'll lose your money, your investors' money. You'll be very sad after a while. It is true. Okay, but if you are maybe I don't know, like he just mentioned, if you are in a mobile business, right, and if you are selling things that are not, currently available, they are a very specific kind of products for a niche market, whatever, you have a very interesting chance because you are bringing something that the established distribution in country is not providing so efficiently, right? So either way, there will be challenges. You have to face them. And clearly, of course, as you just mentioned, an alliance or an association always is a good idea that you have to exploit, sit and talk, right? But it's not an impossible market to come. It's a little more difficult. You have to understand these nuances and these particularities of the marketplace a little before you come, right? If I'm not wrong, let's see, of these guys here, Ingram Michael, they came by themselves, and there is a country manager here. You can share the information. But if I'm not wrong, and Vladimir was Ingram Michael executive for years, so they came by themselves. But in a long time ago, they acquired a few companies in the country.
Hello. When they decided to come to Brazil, they bought one company here in Brazil in 1997, and at the same time they bought another company in Chile that has office in Brazil, Argentina, Peru, and Miami. This was the way that they decided to come to Brazil.
Yeah.
At that time in 1997. It has been 14 years.
Yeah, Tech Data, they came by themselves, and
Tech
Avnet,
Data was a startup. Avinet
they
came
acquired
here. They acquired
two companies in Brazil.
Companies in Brazil.
Yeah, well,
And,
one is the Bell Macro that was in Brazil before they acquired them in the world, and the other was a Brazilian company called Tallard, doing business in the region, right?
Depend the way that you want to come here.
Yeah.
If you have, as Mariano mentions, if you have some kind of different products that are not being in Brazil, you can come by yourself. But if not, you can make an association. You can buy one of them.
Yeah.
You can decide it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we have time in the audience for one more question.
Sure.
Hand goes up in the front.
Hello, I'm Alex Huguet from Port Designs, a French design company for mobile accessories and bags for laptops, tablets, etc. My question, in fact, I have two questions. The first one is, do you have an idea of the repartition of sales of notebooks and desktops between the three main channels that are retail, varejo, corporate distribution, and channel classic distribution? And the second one, does Brazil plan to launch an educational program like in Peru or Argentina for equipment of primary schools and universities in laptops?
Okay. If I'm not wrong, I think there is a presentation in the agenda that will be done by GfK and Context, right? These two companies, they are database specialists, right? And about GfK specifically, they are doing an interesting business with Brazilian retailers. So they for sure they will be able to share some some data with you in regards to the proportion that goes to the corporate market versus the retailer market, right? Overall, in specifically when you, I'll give you a big number, right? The distribution is aiming to do 13.6 billion reais in revenues this year, distribution, right? Retailers, they say they will do about the same, right? So, being very, rough in this discussion here, distribution mostly sells to corporate, right? We sell to small companies, medium companies, and rarely we sell to individuals, right? So, if you look, it could be probably a 50 and a 50, right? Notebooks that are sold in the retail shelves, they go to individuals, typical like us. And distribution, they sell typically to corporations, small, medium, and big ones, right? So pretty much 50-50. But GfK, they for sure, they have more, analyzed data, and they will present it in their presentation, right? And the second one was the education, right? Yes, as I know, it has been a long time that Brazil has been struggling with this one computer per student, right? We tried to do something with the Negromonte long years ago, the failure, the huge failure, with the Negromonte computer. Well, it never happened. But nowadays, because of Apple, iPad, and Foxconn, there is a very strong trend in the government that will deal to make sure that tablets will go to be hugely adopted in the educational sector, right? They will make sure that it will be possible for universities, schools, college, whatever, high school, medium schools, whatever, they will be able to at least to offer one single device per student, right? So it is in the government priorities to allow, computers or tablets or any device that you can connect to the internet and, have access to a broad information to a single student in a country. So it is in the plans for sure. Okay?
Thank you very much. Just give you an opportunity. Are there any final thoughts? Any additional?
Just to mention to you that we'll be here during the whole event. We have a booth here, and we'll be more than glad to talk to you if you wanna know something more about our country, about the environment, about the business, about the taxes. That one thing that scares the people a lot. And we'll be available to talk to you as soon as you wanna. We'll be more than glad to share all the information that we have with you. And myself, Mariano, José, Marco,
all of the representatives.
All the representatives of Abradisti will be more than glad to help you.
Yeah.
Okay?
And don't forget the presentation is yours to keep. So just talk with
The
Ryan.
presentation will be available for download.
Will be
from
on
the
the
DISTREE
download on the
website.
site. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
That's right.
Much better
That's
than
right.
it is impossible. Thank you so much for
Okay,
your
thank
time,
you very
for
much.
listening to us.
José.
Thank you.
Welcome. At this point, that's the conclusion of the session here. We're going to break now. We have to let Abradisti go because they're hosting their members meeting alongside the DISTREE event here. But they'll be with us for the next 2 days. And I know, as they said, they welcome the opportunity to talk one-on-one with you.
Just one, em português não. Para os representantes da Abradisti que aqui estão, nós vamos fazer uma reunião agora na Samambaia Room. À direita tem o corredor e é no andar de baixo, ok? Em 15 minutos. Esperamos vocês lá. Obrigado.
Thank you very much. We're going to break now in this room. You can join us outside for lunch just a little bit later. We'll be continuing the setup in the exhibition area, the start of one-on-one meetings this afternoon. And the entire event will meet back here tonight for the official launch of DISTREE Latin America. Thank you very much and enjoy your afternoon.